Hi there. Hi there. I'm Michele Simon, and I want to welcome you to my very first live stream Balkan vocal technique class. And it's actually going to be a mini class because we're only going to be together for 15 minutes. And the reason I'm doing it is because I was originally going to be starting a series of workshops on Balkan diaphonics, the joy of the drone, but that was pre-coronavirus. So we're doing it now this way. We can all be safely in our living rooms or our bedrooms with our own computers and don't have to worry about getting each other sick, but we still get to be together and sing. So I thought I would start by talking about what a diaphonic is. Not everybody knows. It is a traditional folk song form that's done primarily in southwestern Bulgaria, the northern parts of Greece, and parts of the Republic of Macedonia. And it features two parts, dia, two phonic voices. And it's a song form that always has a moving melody. And then the second part, the second voice, is a drone. And can be fixed. Sometimes it has two notes, maybe three notes, but it's a pretty fixed note. Well, let me give you a demo. Snošti je dobra, docna sedela, oj dobra nevesto. So that's a melody. The drone part is Snošti je dobra, docna sedela, oj dobra nevesto. That was a two-note drone. Had that one note, went down, came back up again. And I'm so sorry that we're not in a room together because we could sing them at the same time and you could actually hear how they go together, which is what's fun about the song form. It has several characteristics. One is that it's sung with very forward placement, which is characteristic of folk singing throughout the Southern Balkans, and is certainly true of these village diaphonics. The other thing that's wonderful is because you have a fixed drone, the melody as it winds around comes awfully close to the drone note, so you get a lot of close major seconds and minor seconds and a lot of unisons. And that's a big part of what makes these songs so wonderful, is that there's all this dissonance and harmony and then unison, unison, unison. And in this kind of singing, the most important thing about that unison is that when those two voices come together, they sound like one voice. Now that's a hard thing to do. And these songs are not always sung with two singers. Sometimes they're sung with 7 or 8 or 10 singers, which makes it even harder when we're all winding around and some of us are droning when we hit those unisons to have a unified sound. So that's the technique that I want to be exploring. That's what I explore in my life, my singing life. I want to explore here tonight, is how do we get a sound that is both appropriate for the material and also can blend with everybody else in that place. So the sound of these songs, the placement is profoundly forward. It's very bright. If you've heard this material, some people say it's really harsh. Some people say it's really nasal. It's not. It can sound very metallic, but it has a very bright forward placement. And what's happening in that sound is that all of the air that's coming up through the body is actually coming all the way through the mouth and hitting the bones in the front of the face. Boom. And all of these bones, all of these sinuses vibrate. And so that's the technique we're going to be trying to work on tonight, is just how to get that forward placement, because that's going to be, with all of our different voices and different timbres and everything, that's going to be how we're going to be able to sound as much alike as we can. So, I think singing is an athletic endeavor. I think we're athletes. We control our muscles with the same kind of intensity and specificity that athletes do. So normally I would say we have to warm up our whole bodies, but because we only have 15 minutes, I'm just going to warm up this part, just this upper part, the head and the face. So I want to start with just warming up the face. Just scrunch your face around, scrunch it together, scrunch it apart. Open, scrunch. And let's see, let's stick out your tongue and touch your chin with your tongue, touch your nose, and back and forth. And if you can flip your tongue, do that. If you can't, don't worry about it. That's just to get all this kind of moving. So now I want to do something. These muscles here in the cheeks and in the lips are profoundly important for us as singers, to have them be loose and flexible. Because in order for that sound to come all the way to the front of the face, we have to be as open inside our mouths as we can be so that nothing gets in the way. The cheeks aren't in the way, the tongue isn't in the way, nothing's in the way. So the sound just comes up and goes right to the front. So I want you to just blow your lips out. I like to think of this as Mr. Ed. For some people, my alarm is going off. I don't know why that's happening. That's not what I wanted to have happen. Not what I planned. Okay. It's time to blow our lips out some more. If you have tight lips, or if you're a flute player and you have a very strong embouchure, you may only be able to go. That's okay. But I'm blowing mine out all the way from in front of my jawbone. Do that just to loosen those up. Okay. Now I want you, if you know how and if you can, to roll an R, but I want you to roll it massaging the roof of your mouth from behind your teeth, back across the roof of your mouth, and then back behind your teeth. You'll find that when you get up by the hard palate where it goes up, that actually it becomes hard to roll. Use just the tip and you might be able to get it. If you cannot roll an R, what I want you to do is take the tip of your tongue and I want you to drag it across the roof of your mouth from behind your teeth up over where the hard palate goes up and then back down. So you're massaging the roof of your mouth. So you're either going or, and that's just to get that bone in there awake, because these bones are going to have a lot of action and we want to make sure that they know where they are and who they are. Okay, if you've been doing that, I now want you to go and at the same time. Try it. I'm not massaging the roof of my mouth with that. I'm just rolling it, and I'm not. My lip blowout gets a little bit smaller, but do them at the same time, and you can keep doing it while I'm talking. If you're not rolling, try dragging your tongue back and forth while you roll, while you buzz your lips, blow your lips out. This seems like a silly exercise, but in fact, it's really important for us as singers to have independence between our lips and our tongue. If we're open in a vowel and we want to make a T, ta, 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 we want to make sure that our tongue is able to be very, very delicate and smart in its movements. And this is an exercise that helps build that independence. Okay, now I'm going to do something that I do every day. Every time I'm going to sing, this is how I always start. I'm going to touch every note in my range from top to bottom, and I'm not going to sing. And I often tell all my students we're not going to sing, and actually in this little mini lesson tonight, we're not going to sing. And when I say that, what I mean is I don't want you to be thinking, oh, how is my voice going to sound the prettiest? How do I normally sing? What's my best sound? Because frankly, you're in your living room by yourself, or maybe in your bedroom by yourself. And if you're not by yourself, you're in your home and people have heard you before. So you let yourself make sounds. No one's listening. You're by yourself. We're not even in a room together. So I'm just going to touch every note top to bottom in my range. My range is low, it's small, yours might be bigger, but this is how it goes. Let me do it first. That was my range today, right now. Had a little bit of break in it, had a little funkiness towards the bottom, a little fuzziness that I felt. So now you try it. Top to bottom, don't sing, just open your jaw and touch every note, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Here we go. And how'd that go? You may have discovered a break. You probably will have discovered a break. You may have felt some funkiness. I want you to stop before you get to at the bottom, because that's glottal fry and it's really hard on the vocal cords. We're going to do this one more time, and I'm going to ask that you let your jaw hang open. I'm not forcing it open. I'm just letting it hang. I like to think that these little, what are they called? Joints up here, that the jaw just can hang. If you just let that jaw hang And now touch every note top to bottom. Here we go. That is a great way to start because then you know what you're working with. I know exactly where my voice is right at this instant, not the voice I had last night, not the voice I wish I had, but just the voice that I have right now. And then that's what I know what I'm working with. Okay, I want to do a little exercise is a way of finding out what we're talking about when we're talking about placement and resonance. People think of it as being kind of mysterious and not physical, but I think it's super physical. So I'm going to walk my placement from all the way in the front, super nasal, to all the way back down my throat. I'll show you. How am I singing? How am I singing? How am I singing? How am I singing? Oh. I walked it all the way down. So I'm just walking the placement across the roof of my mouth until it's all the way down my throat. I didn't change notes. So let's just try it. You can pick any note that feels good to you because we're not in the same room, so we won't clash. Here we go. Start all the way forward and just walk the placement back until it's down your throat. Here we go. How am I singing? How am I singing? How am I singing? How am I singing? That gives you an idea of how much resonance we have, of how much space we have. There's a huge amount of real estate in there. And the technique that I'm looking for, that I'm working for all the time, is to have all of that space open so that the air can come flying through and make it to the front of the face. Okay, we just have a few more minutes, so I want to do a little exercise on how to get some forward placement. I want you just to hum in your range, any place, just hum around in your range like this. Try high, try low. What you're looking for is the place where your lips buzz, and everybody has a place where your lips buzz. You might have several places, but just hum around. And if you find a buzzy place, stay on that note. And again, it's great that we're not in the same room because we all have different notes and it doesn't bother us. That's my note. So on your note, as you buzz, as you just lips together, try having your teeth be apart. Try moving your tongue and see what you can do to adjust the space inside to get more or less lip buzz. And we're going for more, always. And at this point, if you've been buzzing this whole time, you should be going like this. They should feel so buzzy that it's irritating. Sorry, I just like that feeling. Okay, you can take a moment, scratch your lips. Now, what I want you to do is we're going to open from that buzz into a ma, and then close again, and then open into a me. I'll show you. Etc. I'm literally buzzing in between. It's buzz, ah, buzz, e, buzz, ah, buzz, e. Try it on your note. Buzz. The buzz is what's the most important. If you're feeling buzz in between every time, you're doing it right. If you're not, spend longer time on the buzz. But I want us to do it all together. 1, 2, 3. Mom, me, mom, me, mom. Congratulations, we were just all droning together. That's the beginning of droning. And you know what? Believe it or not, our 15 minutes is up. It went flying past for me. I hope it did for you. I want to say thank you for tuning in and joining me on this little technical vocal and technical computer adventure. My Balkan diaphonics workshops are rescheduled right now for April 21st, but we'll see what happens with coronavirus. I wanted to say that I'm a total and complete vocal geek. So if you have questions that either came up for you now or that you've always wanted to ask, or you just want to geek out about voices, hit me up because I'm always happy to talk about singing. So sing safely, be kind to yourself, wash your hands, and keep singing. Thank you.